Every time I post a video, I think to myself, maybe this is going to be the one. Maybe this is the one that's going to go viral. Maybe everyone's going to give it a like, a comment. They're going to subscribe and watch the whole thing from start to finish. But spoiler alert, it's usually not the way it goes. So the question is always, how do I start my video? How do I make it interesting? How do I give it some little hook that's going to keep people interested? Hey guys! Welcome to Misty Mountain Girl. Today we are in the coolest place ever, doing the coolest stuff ever. So stick around because you don't want to miss out because it's going to be friggin' awesome. Let's go! Oh, I'm so excited. Hi, I'm Misty Mountain Girl. You may remember me from such films as Coffee on a Cliff, Out in Nature, or Solo Girl Hike. Today we're talking about what it's like starting your own YouTube channel and if it's right for you. Yo, let's go. Hey boys, today we're gonna Hey boys, today we're gonna try to survive by keeping warm in the woods. Ow. Today I'm going to be talking about what it's been like for me in my first year having a small outdoor YouTube channel. The ups, the downs, everything in between. And if you stick around to the end, I will give you my number one tip for getting started with your own YouTube channel, if you want. Let's talk about some of the exciting parts. Or sort of sometimes exciting parts, monetization. So I started my channel at, I think it was the beginning of February of last year, of 2024. So I am just over a year in to my YouTube journey. I got monetized in August of 2024. So what is that? About 7 months from when I started. So that's really cool. I think in terms of averages, I think that's pretty quick. So the video that put me over the line to monetization was my solo girl hike video where I hiked down to a little waterfall. And, you know, it was a video that I didn't overly plan it. It was fun. It was pretty easygoing. I had a great day. I didn't really have a lot of expectation for that video, but the people or the algorithm loved it. And it got way more views than all of my other videos, although I don't think it did right away. I think it might have taken a couple weeks. And then it took off, and that one has now over 200,000 views. So that was super exciting, and I was like, okay, here we go. But the tricky thing with that is that once you have one video that goes, there's kind of a hope or an expectation that next videos will do something similar, but that doesn't necessarily happen. One of my next videos, not long after that, was my 2-day alpine hike and camp. And that one was so much work, so much work. Honestly, it's one of my favorite videos. I think it's spectacular, the scenery. I mean, you just can't beat the alpine scenery. And it's got about, I think, 20,000 views right now, which isn't bad, but definitely not 200,000. So it's funny because it doesn't seem to matter exactly, you know, your best, your highest quality, most spectacular video isn't necessarily going to do much of anything. So at that point, I really had to kind of check in with myself and, you know, ask myself, okay, well, why am I doing this? And it's not just for the numbers and the stats and the metrics and the money. And I'm doing it because I love to do it. I love the process of getting outside. It gives me an excuse to get outside, even on days when I don't really feel like it. And, I love the filming. I love the editing. I love the chance to build a community online and interact with my viewers. And that's something that I kind of need to keep reminding myself of if I post a video and it doesn't do as well as I hope it will. And also remembering that, my channel is a small channel, but it's doing really well. And I feel uncomfortable talking about this. So I guess moral of the story is, if you love it, just keep doing it. If you're only doing it for the money or for the subscribers or whatever, like, maybe don't, because it's not always gonna work out that way or be super rewarding. So for me, getting out in nature is just really therapeutic. Fresh air, obviously, the sounds, the smells, the sights, it just makes me feel better. Unless I have smoke in my face. So my first videos really were to try and bring the viewer along for a calming outdoor experience of, sound and light and not really very much talking, but just to appreciate the calmness of nature. And I really like including those, you can call them B-roll shots of just, that branch or the way that the sun is shining off of that bit of moss or water drops or something like that would be so easy to miss. But if you look at it, it's just, there's so much beauty and so much peace. And even though my videos have changed a bit since then, I do more talking, maybe different adventures. That's still such a big part of what I do. I want to bring those moments and share them with you all. Also, sound is a really big part of it for me. So when I started, I made sure that I invested in good mics, good audio equipment, because that, I think, is just like one of the big things that makes such an impact on me when I go outside. And like the sound of the fire or the sound of the wind in the trees or the birds, or I don't know, they just soothe my soul. And so I guess I hope that's what they do for you. Oh, and the most stressful part of the entire process is the thumbnail. Like, I mean, how do you make a thumbnail? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm still trying to figure it out, honestly. But yet it seems like that's like kind of the most important part, which is so frustrating, because you can have an amazing video, put so much work into it. You can have, amazing color, amazing edits, amazing adventure, whatever. But if you don't have a thumbnail that's interesting enough for people to click on, you're not going to get views. So I'm still working on that, honestly. If anyone has feedback for me about what kind of thumbnails you like to click on, please let me know in a comment. And don't just say bikini pictures, okay? Because, I'm sure there will be more in the summer when I'm swimming, unless Lonely Girl comes back, which, she probably will at some point. And you never know what she's going to wear, let me tell you. Oh, but that reminds me of another part of this whole adventure is the comments. And, I have to say that most of the comments, like an overwhelming majority of the comments that I've received on my channel, have been so kind and positive and encouraging. And if you're one of those people that leaves me nice comments, thank you so much, because it really makes a difference. It really is encouraging and motivating for me to keep going. There have been a few comments that are mean or nasty or judgmental. And that's an interesting thing to deal with. At first, I think I took it pretty hard. Now, it's a little bit more like water off a duck's back, but I can't say that, I enjoy them by any means. And a lot of them seem to circle around if I am in a swimsuit. Like when I went into the waterfall in my swimsuit, I thought about it. Do I go in fully clothed? Do I bring my snowsuit? I kind of just, decided to go with the swimsuit. And I got some flack for that. But, what would you do? And just so you know, I'm really not moving the camera this much on purpose. The smoke is just all up in my face like every 2 minutes. So since I got monetized at the end of August 2024, my biggest month earnings was about $300 Canadian, which is like $5 American. About enough to buy an apple at the grocery store. Just kidding. Sort of. And my lowest month, I think, was about 130 Canadian dollars. So, not tons, but awesome and helpful. So in total, since I got monetized, I think I've made about $1,500 on my channel. But one thing to keep in mind is that camera gear is really expensive, and my gear used was over $3,000. So I have not even come close to paying off my costs for camera gear alone. But hopefully I will get there. And then along with that, now that my channel is monetized, there is a certain level of pressure to try to keep it going. And it's interesting trying to balance, creating videos to put out there, trying to keep things regular and consistent, but also, I have a pretty busy life and I have lots going on in my life, and getting out to film and then having the time to edit, and even the process of posting itself takes quite a long time. Writing a description and adding links and subtitles and all of the stuff that goes into that can take sometimes over an hour in itself. One other thing that I find challenging is to try to balance time that I'm filming when I'm out in nature and time when I'm not filming, time when I can just fully chill and not be, thinking about angles and shots and, just being in nature, because that is kind of the whole point of this channel, is just being out here. And when you have a camera, it changes that a little bit. At the same time, the camera gives me a lot of motivation to get out here and to explore and to see things in a different way than I would if I was just out here and not filming. So it's an interesting balance. Like when I see through, the lens, sometimes I look deeper than I would without it, but it can also be a distraction from being present. So that's something that I'm always working on balancing and finding opportunities to get out without the camera. So when I started, I knew nothing about cameras. Did a lot of researching to try to understand, what cameras are good for what. And I decided that something that really mattered to me was color. And I learned that Nikon cameras are good for color and significantly less expensive than Sony's. So I got myself a secondhand Nikon Z6. Not the newest camera on the block by any means, but I've been super happy with it. Dreaming of upgrading, but that's not going to happen. Unless this video goes viral, then maybe it will. But yeah, learning curve for sure with filming. really is just a matter of getting out there and using the camera and getting to know its functions and what you like to see on the other end of it. Another huge part of all of this is after filming, when you need to edit, which takes a long time, and developing a whole new set of skills that I also didn't have yet. I decided to go with Premiere Rush, which is a paid program. It started out as a very slow, tedious process to just learn the ropes of the program. And now it goes quite a bit quicker, but it still takes a long time. It's still a significant chunk of the overall time of creating videos. So another fun thing about having this YouTube channel for me has been companies reaching out to offer me free products and opportunities to be an affiliate. That was super exciting the first time that somebody reached out to me, and also like presents kind of an interesting challenge with the channel because I am not really very comfortable with salesy stuff. I don't want to come across as salesy. I certainly don't want to promote anything that I don't love. So I've been really choosy, and I've said no to companies that I just didn't think really aligned with my style or my values. But I did get a couple products for free so far. I got the Outin Nano Espresso machine, which I love. And I got the Fire Maple gas lantern, which I also love. And I have made exactly $0 in affiliate commission for either of those products. But I got them for free, so that's pretty cool. I do, however, have a product coming right now that should be at my doorstep in just a couple of days that I'm super excited to try and to share with you all. So stay tuned for that. So, should you start a YouTube channel? I don't know. That's really up to you. But if you do decide that you want to start a YouTube channel, my top number one tip is honestly just start. Just get out there. Just start doing it, because you can spend hours trying to prepare, trying to research things and learn online, but you're not going to learn more any other way than if you just get out there and start doing it. Every time I've gone out and just had an experience, I've learned so much from it. It's almost never something that I regret coming out. There was one time that I accidentally peed all over my pants, and I kind of regretted that day, honestly. So push past that, perfectionistic need to just have it all figured out before you start, and just start. And I want to say thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for commenting and subscribing and being part of my journey. You all are such a big part of my journey, and I wouldn't be here without you all. So yeah, keep commenting. I love hearing from you. I love responding. And now I'm going to go home and spend like 4 hours trying to figure out a good thumbnail. See you next time.